Hello, my name is Blanca and I'm going to talk about the audiolingual method. In the late 1950s, a method for learning foreign languages known as the military service emerged. During the Second World War. The soldiers needed to communicate in different languages, and they did this using the repetition system. After some decades, this system returned because the Americans needed to learn different languages so as not to be left behind the technological battle. This was the origin of the audiolingual method. The objective of the audiolingual method is the accurate pronunciation and grammar, the ability to answer quickly and accurately in speech situations, and knowledge of sufficient vocabulary to use with grammar forms. No grammar explanations, grammar forms. This method rejects the use of the mother tongue. It is focused in the oral command of the target language. The characteristics of this method are language learning is a habit formation. Mistakes are bad and should be avoided because they are bad habits. Language skills are learned more effectively if they are presented orally first, then in the written form. Relation is a better foundation for language learning than analysis. The meaning of the words can be learned only in linguistic and cultural context. If we use this method in an English class, there are different activities. The main activities in this method are reading aloud, dialogues, repetitions of model sentences, and drillings. Lessons in the classroom focus on the correct imitation of the teacher by the students. But the teachers have to pay attention to in the correct pronunciation. As I told you before, one of the main activities in this method is the dialogue. Dialogues are used for repetition and memorization. In the dialogues, there are some steps if we apply this activity in the class. And I'm going to explain some of these steps. Students listen to a dialogue. The teacher first says the dialogue, and after they repeat this sentence by sentence. The second, the dialogue can be adapted by changing some sentences. Some structures of the dialogue are selected to perform repetition exercise of different types. After, students are going to apply this in a written form. But right now, what are the students' role in this method? Well, in this method, the role of the student is very passive because he doesn't control his learning. He only focuses in the repetition of the teacher's model. And what about the teacher's role? Well, the teacher directs and controls the student's learning. He monitors and corrects the student's performance. So he is also responsible that the students have a good model for imitation. This method has advantages and disadvantages. The advantages are listening and speaking skills will be developed. It provides the opportunity to learn correct pronunciation and structure. The use of the visuals is very helpful for the teacher when he teaches vocabulary. The disadvantages are definitely the principal one is that the student is very passive because he only repeats what the teacher says. This method doesn't take into consideration the 4 skills in learning English, and these skills are learning, speaking, reading, and writing. Another disadvantage is that this method does not pay attention in the communicative competence. So, because the students cannot give their point of view or their ideas, they only focus in the repetition. This method prefers accuracy to fluency, and grammar skills are not developed. As I mentioned, grammar rules don't exist here, grammar explanations don't exist here. In conclusion, the audiolingualism is based on behaviorism, a theory that views students as passive recipients of information. So, the goal of audiolingualism is to repeat until habits are formed. Well, this is my information. Thank you very much, and see you the next time.